their promises, peeking our shadowed faces around their banks and bacchanals, hoping for a crumb or a coin or a kiss will fall our way, dear Brutus. We purge our pockets on precarious investments that won't last the season or make our day but drive us to murder anyway. Shiny, soft, shimmering, spanking new nothings. We run our souls out to beat each other to the shoe store, just to run races around the block and get back in line. Our throats stuffed like Russian dolls with worry inside, worry inside, worry inside. Everything you can't say when they ask how your day is going. Just fine, thanks, is a right of necessity. We repeat our knee-jerk mantras like marionettes, bobbing up and down as our duties dictate strings we never asked for, called convention and obedience, pulled by strange gods we pretend not to worship. We ignore our ventriloquist masters even though they've got their hands up our asses, dear Brutus. Greed is the eye color of soul societies, and our smoggy horizons are choked with the breath of some really well-fed felines. Instead of sunrises, there are just burning mouths, ready to suck the clouds dry and pick their singed fangs with our stars. We are surrendering our children to a hollow stomach that can never be filled. Dear Brutus, we are starving. Plenty for some means need for so many. How many of us have rubbed 2 nickels together and gotten nothing but rust on our fingertips? Dark red ruins that remind us where we scraped. The only people without stains on their hands wash them every day in other people's hopes. Dear Brutus, we scribble our rights on our bank statements, and the rites of passage that we were taught make us men too often turn out to be gauntlets with no end. One more step, one more day, one more check is what we tell ourselves while the soaked and perfumed congratulate each other on how good they smell. We are up to our lips in dirt and act surprised every time filth rolls off our tongues. It doesn't make sense to try and get clean when you live in the mud, but we are told every day to scrub harder, wearing skin and hands down to bone just to get the chance to be chewed on. We measure our heartbeats in shifts clocked out and timestamps filed away under our lungs. The only real currency is time. And they keep asking for more and more and more so you can buy and buy and buy. Dear Brutus, we pluck our dreams from the night's vault and rearrange our constellations into red lines. But our rising signs all say the same thing. Bloody comets raining murder on our future, spinning alarm clock graffiti across our periphery. The heavens are sick of our excuses. Orion's belt is tightening around our neck. He would rather see us hang on him than bow to them. The dog star is scratching at the back door. She hasn't eaten since we learned how to trade paper for smiles. Taurus is looking for something to run his horns through, and we have painted our backs red with supplication. The Big Dipper is spilling discontent all over our blind foreheads, and Libra has tipped clean over with the weight of our consumption. Scorpio has struck our veins, but we don't even notice that we are bleeding out, and Virgo is weeping. She is weeping, dear Brutus. The stars are weeping. They are tired of being blamed for our failure to look up, for our failure to look around, for our failure to look at ourselves. They are tired of being blamed. They are tired of being blamed. The fault is not in our stars, dear Brutus, but in us, that we are underlings. Is a gift that never lasts. The second I tear off the wrapping, there is a snapping twig in the woods, and I remember that here there be monsters, and they know they have already won because no claws or teeth are going to be worse than what I come up with in my dreams. And I tell myself, it is best to be prepared, that I will always win the war if I can predict who fires the first shot, that I will always come out uncut if I could figure out who's carrying the knife. But now that's my life, and I didn't realize that the price of vigilance is a veil of illness and constant strife. I see my next rock bottom. I see my next fucking forgot him. I see my next why even bother. And then I know I have gone farther than any guardian angel ever should, but I am made of sticks and stones and bones, and I cannot carry a weight made for angels. I wonder how the Vitruvian man feels, being pulled in all those different directions. I wonder if he wishes he could lay his arms down and just be. I know I wish I could lay my arms down and my direction could be just here, just now, but the wounds are still fresh, and this tender flesh can't heal without a little sleep, and I can't sleep through this ruckus. I can't taste anything but the ring's dust, the thunder under chalked up feet. A nervous devil drums the evil beat that I keep playing to, never stopping, because I'll get up with fleas, and dogs don't have 9 lives, and I feel like I must have gone through at least 3 or 4 by now, and no matter how many times I try to just rest, no amount of catnaps in the world will save me from going outside. Eventually, I'll have to face it. Eventually, the fight will come, and shit, I never had a Mr. Miyagi to teach me that in order to wax on, sometimes you have to wax off, and my hands are filled with dirty rags that make it hard to block a punch, so I get knocked down from so far that the impact creates fissures in my skull, and my lessons and my confidence slip through the cracks, leaving me grasping with nothing but the certainty that the ring is waiting for me. It is always waiting. A canvas for nameless mistakes. My imagination is the paintbrush, my tongue the critic, and my feet the ferryman to hell on a one-way ticket down the Styx. Old Karen doesn't even ask for my pennies. He knows I have paid my debt to Hades 1,000 times over, trying to predict what he had in store for me, or if there's room for another Persephone. What I mean is, I've spent enough time in hell to run the joint pretty well, so if you have any openings, keep my name on the list.
I'm doing one, you're doing one, you're doing one.
Amen.
You're gonna be really hot.
That looks empty. There we go.